I'm Noel the screenwriter. I am going to give you the secret sauce, the little saffron threads of information that screenwriters know to decide between the good films and the bad ones. And we're going to do it all within the first 10 minutes. Let's go. Hi, thanks so much for being with me today. Let's get into it. Let's watch The Usual Suspects. This movie's from 1995. It has an ensemble cast, a lot of people who weren't that famous then, who are now famous now, or infamous. I'm not really going to delve into the politics of that. We're just going to watch the first 10 minutes and see what we have. Because most people are aware of this movie, but what I'm gonna try and point out to you is why everyone loves this movie so much. What is The Usual Suspects doing so well in its opening that is making so many people say, yes, this was an amazing movie, an amazing script. So no spoilers ahead except for the first 10 minutes. So we're gonna watch it to see if you should watch The Usual Suspects. So let's press play. Okay, so when you have an ensemble cast, there's two ways to do it. You can introduce kind of like everyone at once, or you can introduce like one person at a time and then that person meets somebody, while this person meets somebody, and then the two and two meet someone. So if you have an ensemble cast, think about the best way for your audience to get to know your characters and what they want in what capacity. So putting opposites next to each other, this guy absolutely hates each other. Well, you like, junk food. Well, you wouldn't know broccoli if it bit you in the head. That's a good way to show off what your characters care about, is have them paired up with someone who cares about the opposite or doesn't care about what that person does. And then have the four meet, and maybe these people are more shades of what they like. This one does a really good job of, it really weaves a story. Okay, so we start 2:20. San Pedro, California last night. This Gabriel Byrne. I love Gabriel Byrne. He's in a series called In Treatment, which I recommend you should watch. It's a very quiet show, but it's just really interesting. This is great. Defeated already. So already we like him, right? Because the one thing he wanted to do, looks like he's dying or in bad shape at least. The one thing he wanted to do is maybe get this flame lit. The guy literally peed on his parade. Or literally peed, maybe not a parade, but on his fire.
How you doing, Keaton? I can feel my legs. Cabeza.
I would suggest watching this on with the closed caption because they say a lot of names and sometimes it's hard to hear what they say. You might miss something.
What time is it? 12:30.
It says such a great noirish feel. So see, we're like right in the action, right? So they just killed off this the only character we saw. We have this guy in the shadows. It's intriguing. And it said last night, so we know we're gonna jump to talk about this. I already have something flammable spilling out. Good practical effects here, not CGI. You can always tell CGI flame, I don't know. Try and do more practical effects. So we'll see you guys. Good fireball.
It all started back in New York 6 weeks ago. A truck loaded with stripped gun parts got jacked outside of Queens. The driver didn't see anybody, but
Mr. McManus?
Okay, so it's called The Usual Suspects. So now we're going to see they're going to start rounding up the usual suspects who are involved. So immediately we saw Kevin Spacey's character who, said, well, it all happened 6 weeks ago, right? So we said last night, so we're going to now recount everything from 6 weeks. And it starts with a great technique, which is to say, well, let me tell you what happened. And you lean in. We want to hear the story. What happened? So now it's going to be rapid action where we're going to meet these different characters. And what we want to see is, are you giving us enough of the character? So they're having the police get this guy, right? Now, what he says to the police, right? If he says, well, screw you, like, I'm sleeping, or does anyone have a cigarette, or, is he someone who likes the police, doesn't like the police? Obviously, he's, probably a criminal here, so we know he's not going to like the police, but, is he a comedian? Is he rough? Is he just, resigned to his fate? Well, yeah, same like yesterday. This is what's going to clue us in on to these people. We do not need the cops to say, let's go pick up McManus. You know how he's that hothead Irish guy. We don't need that. We're going to see it if we have a great screenplay. I will warn you, there's lots of cursing that I'm editing out. So it is an R movie.
Who wants to know?
New York Police Department.
Okay. Kevin Pollak. He was also in A Few Good Men, which you should watch.
Sure you brought enough guys?
It's Benicio del Toro, if you don't recognize him, which we know he's in so many good things. I think someone said this was his first role. I haven't confirmed that, but excellent. Excellent. See, he's flashy. It's middle of the day. Looks like he's coming home from the club, So already we're getting an idea about each of these people. Chaz Palminteri.
It's quite simple, really. A restaurant that changes with taste without losing the overall aesthetic. In other words, the atmosphere will not be painted on the walls. Let me give you an example.
This is the guy who we saw die.
David, I'm in a meeting.
Time for another one.
Now, I'll just say, it makes sense. A lot of times I say, don't flash back or flash forward if you don't have to. This is a great reason why you would. When a crime is committed, what happens? The cops go and they try to piece everything together. And they start as close to the crime as possible, but then when leads take them to the beginning of the tale and work their way. So it's so organic for this to have this flash, let's say a flashback, and then he said it's all, but it's very organic. You're not even noticing it, right? Because it just makes sense. Crime was committed. This guy comes in, says, let me tell you what happened. It happened all 6 weeks ago. They're pulling in all the usual suspects. Okay, totally makes sense.
Everyone, this is David Kuyan.
Special Agent Huyan, U.S. Customs. These gentlemen are from the New York Police Department. You look good, Keaton. Better than I would have thought.
You have a problem, Monsieur Keaton?
Small matter of a stolen truck loaded with guns.
Mr. Keaton, will you excuse us for a moment? Sit down. This is...
So funny enough, you care about his character because you already saw him die. So that's a very interesting, chicken and egg thing, right? Do you care about him because he died, or do you care that he died because he's here? But you see him doing legitimate business, it looks like. Talking about restaurant business, right? He's not all tattooed and running guns or something.
It didn't make sense that I'd be there. I mean, these guys were hardcore hijackers. But there I was. At that point, I wasn't scared. I knew I hadn't done anything they could do me for. Besides, it was fun. I got to make like I was notorious.
I'm gonna have to edit this out.
Number is called. Step forward and repeat the phrase you've been given. Understand?
You can watch this on your own to get the full lineup, but I have to edit this, sorry.
Number 2, step forward. 3, step forward.
me. It's all the cops' fault. You don't put guys like that into a room together. Who knows what can happen?
This has really got to be embarrassing for you guys, huh?
Okay, so I had to cut out that last scene because in the lineup they have to repeat a phrase that's laden with curse words. But when you watch it, the way they each say the line tells you so much about their character. The one guy says it crazy. The one guy says it resigned. The one guy says it, it's such a great way to reveal character. So, if in the screenplay you want to show about your characters and then get this translated onto screen, give us some attributes. Show them how they react to the most mundane thing. How do they react when someone cuts them off in traffic? How do they react when somebody, doesn't open the door for them in the supermarket or something? Just these little things are going to reveal character. We don't need these big, bloated moments of someone saying, well, you know how Harry always is a hothead. Avoid those. That's tell, don't show. This is show all the way.
They drilled us all night. Somebody was pissed about that truck getting hijacked and the cops had nothing. They were hoping somebody would slip up and give them something to go on. They knew we wouldn't fight it because they knew how to lean on us. They've been doing it forever. Our rights went right out the window. It was a violation. Disgraceful. They went after McManus first. Top-notch entry man.
What truck?
He was a good guy. Crazy, though.
Want to know what your buddy Fenster told us?
Say who?
McManus. He told us another story altogether.
Oh, is that the one about the hookup with dysentery?
Fenster always worked with McManus. He was a real tight ass, but when it came to the job, he was right on. A smart man.
What are you saying?
I say he'll flip you.
He'll what?
Flip you. Flip you for real.
Yeah, I'm shaking. Come on.
Okay.
Answer my question.
And you hear me in the back? Hello?
I want my lawyer.
I'm gonna...
Todd Hockney.
I know you.
Good with explosives.
Stand on.
You think so, tough guy? I could put you in Queens on the night of the hijacking.
Really? I live in Queens. Did you put that together yourself, Einstein?
You know damn well, dead man.
But Keaton was the real prize for them, for obvious reasons.
It was your mistake, not mine. Did you ever stop to ask me? I've been walking around with the same face, the same name. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, what's that, the restaurant business? Now, from now on...
Okay. Let's get back to the truck.
Finster, will you relax? These guys don't have any probable cause.
You do sometime, never let you go. It treat me like a criminal.
Okay, so that's about the first 10 minutes of what I could show of The Usual Suspects. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant because it's getting you to understand the viewpoint of each of these characters. Where are they coming from? Who are the career criminals who are still doing it? Who's trying to go legit? Just a little taste of how each of them is going to react. So in a minute, there's going to be the inciting incident, which is going to start the whole reason things ended up to the very beginning, right? And we're going to know how those characters are going to react to that information because of this time spent here. Just totally each interacting with each other, right? They do a brilliant job. I really so it's basically a murder mystery. So if you're writing a murder mystery, the key is that we have to care about the characters who are involved, because either you have a murder mystery where you know someone is going to be killed, so you want to make sure your person stays alive. You want to care about the characters and want them all to stay alive. And then when somebody dies, you have to care that that person died and want justice for that person. So number one, we have to care about the murder victim. So already Keaton in this, we care about. He seems to be the murder victim. Obviously, there's a bigger story going on because this boat with catching on fire and such. But we already care about him because out of all of these criminals, he seems to be the one going legit. He seems the most in control. He's changing over his life. He's going to do legitimate business. This is what they're talking about. So I care about him. I don't want him to die. I know he's going to, and I want justice for him. I want to find his killer. So if we compare this to other murder mysteries where we just don't care about anyone in the room. Maybe they're funny. Maybe they're quirky or something. Maybe they're different, but if I don't care about them, if you don't care about them, then you should stop watching. So this is it for The Usual Suspects. You should watch The Usual Suspects. And as I mentioned, Gabriel Byrne in Treatment, and that's a TV series on HBO. And you should also watch A Few Good Men with Kevin Pollak. And I think literally anything with Benicio del Toro. Okay, Traffic. You should watch Traffic. So as always, if there's a movie you want me to watch the first 10 minutes of, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Or if you want me to watch a whole movie in comments, I don't know if you want to hear me talk through a whole entire movie, but I would do that for you. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you next time when we press play and find out what we should watch.